guys, it's Ali from Winged Reviews here on Bookish Days, and it's Saturday. This week we've been talking about books that surprised us, either for good reasons or bad reasons. And I've really enjoyed watching all the videos this week and seeing what surprised people, so here are a few of my own. I've got 3 that surprised me for being good books and 2 for not so good. So I'll just get started. The first book that surprised me because I loved it is The Betrayal of Natalie Hargrove by Lauren Kate. And this is definitely the most surprising book I have ever read. Like, I couldn't believe it, how much I love this book. The main reason that this surprised me is because I do not like the Fallen series by Lauren Kate. And I've only read the first 2. Fallen and Torment, but after that I thought, well, I'm not bothering anymore because I didn't like either of those books. Not going to get into why I don't like them now because that's not what this is about, but that's the reason that I was so surprised by this. Someone bought it me as a present randomly. I wouldn't have normally picked it up myself, and it turned out that I absolutely loved it. I adored it. It's so different. I mean, I thought it was going to be a sort of chick lit contemporary, you know, all bows and bells and whistles and pretty things, and you know, she's got a nice dress on, and I thought it was going to be a kind of happy-go-lucky kind of book, but it wasn't. It's gritty and raw and really interesting, unique, and quite sad, really. And the main girl, Natalie, she's not a nice character. You know, the main character is usually, you know, the hero, the heroine, whatever. And she's not. She plays a horrible trick on somebody to make them look bad because she wants this. Where she lives in this town, they have this Palmetto princess, which I think is like a prom queen, and she wants to win this so badly that she plays a trick on somebody else, and it goes badly, and then her and her boyfriend have to cover up what they've done, and things just spiral out of control from there for both characters, and it's seeing how they become so undone through what they've done and seeing them falling apart. It was so interesting, and I absolutely loved it. I couldn't stop reading it. I read it in one day, and I must also say that this is the most shocking ending to a book I've ever read too. I mean, I couldn't believe that was the actual ending. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. That's the ending? Gobsmacked. There's no other word for it. The ending, yeah, be ready for it. If you're going to read this book, be ready for a very shocking ending. This book is brilliant. Shocked. So the next book that shocked me for good reasons, it's a book that I read on the Kindle, and it, if it wants to work, is Perfect Chemistry by Simone Alcalez. The reason this one shocked me is because, I don't know, I just thought it would be a boring love story, and contemporary isn't really my thing, despite the fact that I loved this one. And what I got was amazing. I mean, obviously everyone that's read it agrees with me. It's so amazing. You become so enthralled with these characters and wanting to know what happens to them. And yeah, I ended up thinking about it for days and days after I'd finished it. And I was so shocked at how much I loved this book. And I'm going to be reading the next one soon as well, so that's good. The next one that shocked me, I don't have it because I borrowed it from the library, so I'll put a picture around about now. And it's The Forest of Hands and Teeth by Carrie Ryan. And the reason that this one shocked me so much is because it was an impulse read. I literally picked it up at the library without knowing what it was about or never hearing of it before, and it's now one of my most all-time favourite book series, The Forest of Hands and Teeth, along with the sequels, The Dead Toss Waves and The Dark and Hollow Places. And what I didn't realise before I started reading was how obsessed I would have become with that book. It was amazing, and I don't know what I expected out of it. From reading the back, it's not like what you get. So I don't know, what you do get is like sort of random mix between You know that film with Joaquin Phoenix in it, The Village? Kind of has a vibe of that to it, mixed with a zombie film. Obviously it's about zombies. And it's just exciting, and again very raw, very gritty. You know, it's all about survival, and it's also extremely heartbreaking, and it had me in tears a couple of times, and I was just so surprised I got all these feelings out of this book that I just randomly picked up at the library. So that was a big surprise read for me. Now for the two that were surprising for not very good reasons. The first one is Evernight by Claudia Gray. And the reason this surprised me is because I thought that I would love it. I had spoken to people who do love it before reading it and thought that I would love it too. And I didn't. And to put it mildly, I actually hated it. I will not go into it too much why I hated it. If you want to read my review, which is on my blog, I will leave a link below. If you do really like this series, which a lot of people do, and I don't understand these people, then maybe not read my review, because I'm very honest in my reviews. Oh my god, yeah, I had major issues with this book. And then since reading it, I've discovered lots of other people who really didn't like it either. And I wish I had met those people before I read it. I don't like being lied to, and I felt like this book lied to me for half of the book, up until the end of chapter 7, when she finally lets the cat out of the bag as to what the story's about. Before that, the girl with the first-person narrative is acting as if she doesn't know what's going on at this weird school. This weird school that she's been sent to live at, with these weird, pretty people who she doesn't fit in with, and they're so different, and she doesn't know why they're different, and she has all this monologue in her head about why doesn't she fit in, and why are they different, and blah blah blah. And then all of a sudden, we find out, oh, she does know. She's just been holding this back from her first-person narrative to, I don't know, give some sort of twist. It wasn't a twist. It was just the fact that, yeah, she lied to us for half of the book and made us think that she didn't know what was going on, when in fact she did. And I do not like to be lied and cheated in books. That's my little rant on that one. I did not like that book, and I was very surprised. Then the last one, which is another one that surprised me for not good reasons, is Angel Fire by L.A. Weatherly. This is a sequel to Angel, or if you're in America, Angel Burn, I think. I'll stick a picture up. And the reason that this one surprised me is because the first one was so good. You know, this is a story about angels that are so different to other Angel series. You know, they're from another dimension. There's all these battles. It's kind of a bit sci-fi, and they come to Earth to feed off of humans and to brainwash humans. And oh, the first story was epic. It was so good. And then the second one just flopped because she tried to do too much. You know, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. She threw in this really random love triangle, which I had a rant about on my own channel, which took up about this much of the book. Wasn't necessary to write a 700-page YA book that could have been done in probably about 400 or 500 at the most. It wasn't needed. Why? Why would you put a YA, you know, love triangle in the second book that is not needed? It just seems to be because other books do, other book series do. There's no need to follow that trend. And so I was so looking forward to reading this, and then so disappointed when I did. I didn't expect it to be rubbish. And so if it was a normal first read kind of thing, I'd have given it 2 stars. But because I loved the first one so much, I ended up giving this 3 stars. And yeah, other things as well that I didn't like about it. She changed the characters, the way that they acted in comparison to the first book and stuff. The way, you know, the reason that I loved those characters was because of how they were. And it's like she just changed the whole thing into this weird sort of teen angst kind of storyline, when it could have been so much cooler and better than that. So that's my rant. And yeah, so there we go. So there are the books that surprised me, and yeah, continue to let us know, like you have been doing all week, what books surprised you and why. And I'll see you next week. Thank you for watching. Bye!